Hello, welcome everyone to FMC. I am Jeremy. That is SB3. It is Tuesday, March 19th, and we got plenty to talk about in the world of basketball. And later on, our Love is Blind reunion recap. A little bit more Too Hot to Handle mobile for all the fans out there. Our pal Cher Delaware.
So we're going to combine NBA and Love is Blind into like 30 minutes, so we have enough time for Too Hot to Handle mobile.
We played a chapter of it last week, you know.
But the people need more. The people need more. The people were in the chat. They were like, one chapter isn't enough.
You got to leave them wanting a little bit more. We lost a lot of money last week on the Too Hot to Handle mobile.
I listened to my friends.
Sam was screwing up.
On all the choices, I asked if I could call a friend, and all my friends says, yes, kiss him.
Sam was screwing up in the chat. He was horn dogging around out there on the islands. How you doing, buddy? How you doing on this Tuesday?
I am doing well. I'm happy to be here talking to you, having a good time on this Tuesday. I always enjoy my Tuesdays. I start off with a laugh and probably someone spilling the beans on something or not, or talking about people spilling the beans. Or talking about gaslighting. Like I was gaslighting on this channel yesterday.
Why do you sound like you're in like a hallway?
It's probably because something wrong with my mic, or probably I don't know. Maybe how do I sound now?
Oh, now it's better. Yeah,
there we go. Better. I'll just do the laptop mic for now. My mic has been giving me issues as of late.
Oh, okay. You sound like you're screaming at me from the hallway.
Get out of
here! Your Lakers won last night. They remain. Are they the 9th seed now? The 10th seed?
We remained that 9th. It was a tough night for me, ladies and gentlemen, because I was very nervous. You know, we started off the night at the 10th seed. I thought we were going to have to start off an FMC episode with the Lakers out of their, permanent spot at 9, it seems. But no, we are starting the day. We're starting the FMC episode with the Lakers at their 9 position, 2.5 games out of 7th.
Yeah.
And only 2 games behind in the win column behind the Kings at 6.
Yeah, but 4 in the loss column. The loss column is more important than the win column there.
Okay, I was gonna ignore that. Yeah, I did do the math there, and I did realize that we were 4 back, but it sounded nicer if I said we were 2 wins back.
Yeah. The loss column.
Hey, they're gonna lose when they even up the games with us. They're gonna lose all those games, and we're gonna continue winning, and we're just gonna even the odds, and they're gonna drop. We're gonna go higher. That's how things work.
Louis donated $3 for you to fix your mic.
Oh well, you know, birthday's coming up in May, so
it looks like we're gonna get the Lakers and the Warriors in the play-in. Like the 9-10 play-in.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the Suns fall. Maybe the Mavericks fall. I don't know about the Kings. I feel like the top 5 are pretty stamped. Definitely the top 3 are stamped.
Man, the Pelicans, man, they've been on fire.
Pelicans have been playing well.
Very well.
Yeah. Pelicans have been playing really well. The Clippers have kind of fallen out. They've had guys in and out of the lineup after the All-Star break. Top 5's pretty stamped. I feel pretty confident about the Kings. I know they're a little hit and miss, but assuming no injuries.
Oh no, I am convinced about the Kings being better than the Lakers. I know we're not going to get to the 6th spot now. Like those 2 back-to-back losses last week, they crushed me. They crushed my soul.
Well, you know, it's a team game, and just because Sabonis is 10-0 against Anthony Davis has no bearing on the team record.
Okay.
That's what Anthony Davis said. I'm just going by the logic of your power forward / center.
Okay.
That's what he said. He was asked about, hey, how do you feel about Sabonis? This was before they beat them last week. How do you feel about Sabonis being 9-0 against you? Anthony Davis said, well, I'm more worried about the team than individual numbers.
Yeah, because why are you trying to you're trying to rub that in his face? He's trying to focus on the team.
I mean, he knows that like that means the team that Sabonis plays for is 9-0 against the team that Davis plays for. He understands how the math, how not even math, how like logic works, right?
So why are you even bringing up that Sabonis is? Shouldn't it be that Sabonis's teams, the Kings is 9-0 against the Lakers and Pelicans when he's played on them or whatever
I think
the
it's just
stat
the
is.
Lakers. I mean,
Oh, the Lakers.
9-0.
Oh,
Davis,
okay, 9-0. Great. He's
Davis has
9-0.
been there long
The
enough.
Kings are 9-0 against the Lakers.
When
Congrats.
Sabonis and Davis play against each other, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it still has to do with the teams.
No, it doesn't.
What do you mean it doesn't?
That's you trying to present the one-on-one thing. That's
how it was presented.
That's a baited question.
But that's how it was presented to him.
Yeah, I said that's a baited question.
Well, his response was he's worried about the teams, not individuals.
Exactly. That's what he's worried about.
Okay, but the team is losing the game. So is he throwing the rest of his teammates under the bus? Is that what we're doing here?
No,
he's saying like, "Oh, don't worry about me being."
Now this.
I'm just asking questions, SB3.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I am.
You're asking baited questions as well. You're just like that reporter. You're not going to get me. I'm focused on the team right now.
The team is the team is 0-9 against the Kings. Then that's not good either.
We're not 0-9. We've beaten the Kings.
Not when Sabonis and Davis play.
Okay, so I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about us beating the Kings. We'll figure it out when
you
AD
should be. It's literally
and Sabonis is both on the court, but we're just worried about beating them. That's all we're focused on.
Well,
if we're gonna have to face them, we don't know yet. Maybe they go into the play-in, and we could possibly face them for the 8th spot, or maybe they're in the 6th spot and they're gonna play the Nuggets. If the regular season ended today, they would play the Nuggets. They'd be out in the first round. So this a non-topic. Moving on.
I didn't bring it up. You did.
You did.
No. Rewind the tape. Rewind the tape.
The Anthony Davis question. I brought up us losing to them. I brought up us losing to them. You brought up the question.
You brought up the Kings in general. I was never going to mention the Kings. You brought up the Kings and said, I don't want to play the Kings because we keep losing to them. And then I brought up how you've lost to the Kings when Davis and Sabonis went on the floor.
No. Now you're switching up what I said.
No.
Right? Rewind the tapes. What I said was that we can't beat the Kings. So I have given up on the 6th spot. We're not going to get the 6th spot because we're not going to catch the Kings. That's what I said. I didn't say.
But then you just brought it back to the Kings about playing the 8th. But then you just brought it back to the Kings.
I said if they fall down, yes, because you have to play them. Because you have drawn out this conversation by bringing up a question about Sabonis versus Anthony Davis when I was talking about originally,
which is the Kings and the Lakers. Do Sabonis and Anthony Davis have nothing to do with the Kings and the Lakers?
You're talking about a particular question that was given to a particular player about a matchup. I was talking about the team beating us twice last week and me giving up on the 6th spot. And then you brought up that question. Don't switch it around. You're gaslighting me again. I feel like I'm watching Love is Blind, people.
No.
I feel like I'm watching Love is Blind because you're saying that I said something that I didn't say. I did not originally say anything about playing them in the playoffs. It's because you.
But then you did later. You did when we started talking about the playoffs.
Because you started asking more questions when I answered your question. You said, "Oh, he's worried about the team." I said, "I'm worried about the team too."
You're the one who mentioned them.
No, you said
in the playoffs as we talked.
I'm asking questions. I answered your questions, and now and I put up a scenario if they fall down into the play-in, and if we got to play them for the 8th seed.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll probably lose.
Okay, but then you were like, we're not talking about the Kings. You're the one who originally brought up the Kings, not me.
When you asked another question, I said, why we're talking about them because they're going to be in the 6th seed, so they'll probably lose in the first round. So it's a non-topic. And I was about to say, let's move on to Kevin Durant's fall because I didn't even know about this until I looked up the stats. But here you go trying to gaslight me.
Did you or did you not originally bring up the Kings and how the Lakers have lost to them? Yes or no?
Did you not bring it up to make it about a question asked to a player?
Yes, I did bring
Okay.
it up.
Okay. Cool. That's
At
all.
least I can answer the
Kevin Durant.
question, unlike
Kevin
you.
Durant. I
At least
already
I can
answered it.
answer the
I
question.
already
You
answered
answered the
it.
question with a question.
No, I didn't. No, I
You
didn't.
literally just did SB3.
You asked me the question first, and I said yes. I brought up the
And you
Kings
said,
beating
did
us
you
last
not?
week.
SB3.
You asked me the question again. The one thing I don't do, whether it's on air, whether it's off air, whether you see me outside on the street, I'm not going to answer a question twice. I've already answered that question. You asked me the question again. So yes, I'm going to give you a question back because now you're trying to insult my intelligence. Is Jeremy frozen? Oh, okay.
Kevin Durant has scored 4 points.
It's because because you did send me the link when I was at home yesterday. They needed us to go ahead like we did
the link.
No, when I was at home.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't know where you're at. I just sent it to you. I didn't know you weren't at home or anything.
And I didn't even want to argue with you yesterday.
I know.
I was talking about Joe Pearl up here trying to say, "Oh, Adam Copeland wants to leave AEW."
No wrestling talk. No wrestling.
Basically, what he said.
No wrestling talk.
But yeah.
I do want to do like every Monday on that show, like just a 5-minute argument with you. That's it. Like we just argue for 5 minutes and then that's the end of it. It has like nothing. It has to do with our show, but that's all it is. Like we set a stopwatch, 5 minutes. That's all.
I literally have my phone on the comments and I'm reading the comments.
ITW speed is what we'll call it. Since WWE doesn't, I guess they're using it at some point. I don't know. Call it ITW crack instead of speed.
TikTok? I thought it was on their TikTok.
It's on their Twitter. They haven't done it though. Yeah.
Is it like April? No, it comes.
Is it April?
Oh, yeah, I think it's like debuting like soon.
Oh,
so not coming out soon. But no more wrestling.
We're gonna call it ITW crack. It's gonna be 5 minutes of me and SP3 arguing.
We have to have the chat like give it a good topic though. Good topic. The Mercedes Becky topic is so much fun because I can probably play both sides.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like we gotta each. Okay, we're gonna workshop this.
Yeah.
All right. Kevin Durant has scored 4 points in the fourth quarter combined in the last 3 games. That's not good for a guy who's, one of the greatest scorers of all time. Grayson Allen is the scorer on the team. They don't need him to score. Grayson Allen has taken his scoring spot. Kevin Durant said, I got to play defense. Apparently, that's not working either.
No.
I don't know.
Well, he's a little bit slower. He's a little bit older. He's got to realize that. But it's the scoring is worrisome because that part is not supposed to leave you. Like we've seen it time and time again. Guys at 35 years old, whether it be LeBron, who's a freak of nature, so let's leave him out of the topic. Kobe Bryant, well, also a freak of nature who worked really, really hard. Michael Jordan. I mean, all the great players. Usually, like I'm naming all the great players because that's what Kevin Durant. We view him as, and he wants us to put him in the same conversation with these guys. So it is kind of worrisome that he's having back-to-back games, like really suffering. And I'm not worried more about like the Milwaukee game because, I mean, the Bucks haven't been a great defensive team all season, but they have Giannis out there. He could contest some shots.
Giannis didn't play that game against Phoenix.
Oh, then even worse. But the Charlotte game is what I was worried about because I was like, that. And I looked up the fourth quarter numbers. I was like, he's not shooting very well, and it's looking like his legs he's losing his legs, which is a very bad thing for a guy who's been historically a shooter.
His scoring numbers, like for the game, aren't bad. He's still averaging 27.
No, it was just a couple of games ago. He had 37, 45, 35, 35, back to back. Like he had a good stretch, and now it's just the last couple of games. Really, it started like the fourth quarter against Boston.
I'm a little bit worried. I mean, look, I'm not a Phoenix fan. I truly don't care, but I'm a little bit worried about the Suns in general for the fourth quarter. They've been a bad fourth quarter team all year. I think they said on the broadcast against Milwaukee, like they're a historically bad fourth quarter team, like the fourth worst net rating fourth quarter in history. Like that's, you know, not good for a team with playoff aspiration. And let's be honest, with championship aspiration, this team was thought to be a championship contender to start the season. I know they've dealt with injuries. Beal has been in and out of the lineup. Booker's been a little in and out of the lineup. Durant's been the most healthy of all these guys, but Durant's playing 35 minutes a game, like minimum. He played 41 minutes.
This season he's averaging 37.
Yeah, 37. That's
a lot on a 35-year-old.
They're a 35-year-old, and not just any 35-year-old, like a 35-year-old who has already a lot of miles.
Yeah, he had a stretch of 5 years. He's playing 100 games per year.
The Suns, they're a play-in team right now, and all of their biggest fears are kind of coming true when it comes to their big three and not getting enough out of other guys, but also just not getting enough out of Durant when you would expect him to deliver, which is the fourth quarter. I mean, if he's one of the greatest players of all time, certainly again, one of the greatest scorers of all time. Like you're used to Kevin Durant taking those shots and making those shots. And he's not even taking a lot right now. Like he's not even getting a whole lot of like touches and just shots in the fourth quarter. Some of that might be on coaching. You got to find a way to get Kevin Durant the ball in his spots. You got to find a way to get him good looks at the basket. And it's just not happening now.
It doesn't really feel like they have developed a system. It feels very far into the season, but when I watch the Suns play, it feels a little bit like, okay, let's give Booker the ball, and Booker's going to create shots for himself or for other people a lot, or we're going to throw the ball down to Durant in the post, or Durant will bring the ball up. That's really all their sets. That's all their sets, pretty much, unless the bench is involved. Like when the Warriors play, we see a lot of like screen and rolls and screens off the ball. There's the motion offense. When the Lakers back in the day was the triangle offense. Nowadays the Lakers have more of like the two-man game with LeBron and AD. They'll throw the ball down to AD, and then he can throw it back out to like shooters, or LeBron could create and stuff like that, or work off the pick and roll. They're a lot of these teams all have their system. The Nuggets, they have a lot of screen and roll or high screen and roll with Jokic. So everybody has their system. It really feels like this is a team that I thought really early on, I had them pegged as one of the top 4 seeds, if not the number 1 seed. And it doesn't feel like they ever developed anything as far as like offense or like a chemistry on the court, as far as like how to put the ball in the court, especially when it comes down to the fourth quarter and the defensive intensity picks up. They don't seem to have like a way to put the ball in the basket, the way to get the ball to Durant in the right spots.
Well, they've got great individual scores. A lot of times in the fourth quarter, especially when we're going to get into the playoffs here in a month, you're going to need great individual scorers just kind of doing their own thing. Like how often in the playoffs does it just come down to a lot of, I don't want to say hero ball, but a lot of just one-on-one sort of situations. Like they have those guys, one they just haven't delivered. And yeah, they don't seem to have anything they can surefire go to in the clutch. I mean, it is kind of maybe a Durant mid-range. It is maybe a Booker mid-range, but they're not hitting those shots like you would expect them to. I don't know if they've fully figured out their depth players are who they are. Like they tried the Bol thing, and like he'll look good for a game, and people are like, "Oh man, Bol, this is it."
Back.
Like, yeah, like the Lakers game, he was really good in that Lakers game, and then he was good in like a game against Houston, but then he'll play a game against, I don't know, Boston, and he'll look completely lost out there. Like he played 5 minutes against Milwaukee. You're not going to get anything. There's a reason. I love Bol. He became a gimmick for when Sean and I did a live draft show way back when Bol was drafted. But there's a reason why he's on like his 8th team in 7 seasons, right? Like if he was good and he could stick, he would have stuck at this point. It's not. And I know I know he hasn't been in the league that long, but like he is on his third team in 3 years. He is who he is. He's almost 25 now. He's not. It's not like he's this young. Oh, he still has time to mature. Like usually when you hit 25, 26, you kind of know who you are in the league. He's just not, what a lot of people I think want him to be. The rest of the team, Eric Gordon is a good scorer. I like the Royce O'Neal move, but he's just a 3-and-D guy. Nurkic is
He's been very good as far as like on the boards. He's been having crazy.
Well, yeah, he's always going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, if that's all they need him for, then I think that he's been filling the role very well.
But defensively, he was always going to be an issue because he just doesn't move like he used to. Good like one-on-one post defender, but outside of like Jokic, you don't have a whole lot of those one-on-one guys that are going to, throw the ball into the post that you need that type of defender for. You need guys who are a little bit more quick on their feet, can move, can get over, contest and block shots. And Nurkic doesn't do that as well with the injuries.
What it looks like as we get close to the playoffs is the teams that I really consider like contenders to win the championship or even on like the bubble. They got their big three, and then they got other guys that we know are going to contribute to them, whether it be defensively, offensively. Like Celtics is, obviously the best team in the NBA, 54-14. They got their big three with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. A lot of people thought it was going to be Drew Holiday, but it's really Porzingis to me, or Derek White. Huh?
Al Horford.
But they got look at all the people we named. Like they got all those guys.
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah, they're clearly the best team because they have their big three, and then they have all these guys that can contribute in big ways, and we know have contributed in the past in the playoffs as well. Then you got the Nuggets, who got Jokic, they got Murray, they got Porter, but then they got all their like contributing players. Where I thought it was a setback that they lost a couple of players from last season, but everybody's kind of filled their roles nicely. Aaron Gordon is kind of like is a consistent guy who's kind of probably been like the best front court match for Jokic on that team that they've had. He just fills the role very well. He could stretch the floor. He could rebound on occasion. Sometimes he just says, Jokic, you got it. But I like Eric Gordon in that role, but he's the extra guy besides their big three. And then you got the Clippers, who got Kawhi, they got Paul George, they got James Harden, and then they also got Russell Westbrook. It's all about health with them. That's why they're kind of on the fringe. I think the real contenders are Celtics and Nuggets, and then everybody else is kind of just battling. I think the Thunder and Timberwolves, I think everybody is just like, you guys are really good, but we're gonna wait to the playoffs before we make a final decision.
It feels like
I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's mainly because those bottom four teams, the Mavericks, Suns, Lakers, Warriors, most people had in the playoffs. That is the play-in right now. That is ridiculous.
Look, the play-in is exciting.
Yes.
It's honestly, it's not a shame. Like, these teams are who they are. They're in this position for a reason. But like, if the playoffs started today, we're getting Kyrie and Luka against Durant, Booker, and Beal. We're getting LeBron. It's crazy that the play-in's been around for like 3 years, and like we're gonna get LeBron and Steph more times than not out of it. Like we're getting LeBron and Steph, and then like 2 of these teams aren't gonna make it out of Dallas, Phoenix, the Lakers, and the Warriors. I'm not sure if Dallas can jump Sacramento. Sacramento from, I'll look it up, but like
they're close though.
I feel like their schedule's very easy the rest of the way.
I got it right here.
Okay, Toronto, Washington, like those are wins. Yeah. Orlando's tough. Banged up Philly team. They play 2 games against Dallas. That might be the deciding factor.
Yeah, I think that is the deciding factor on who's going to get the 6th seed.
The rest of the schedule, I mean, Utah, the Clippers.
Knicks is a tough out. Celtics,
At
we don't
Knicks,
know.
at
I don't
Celtics.
know.
Celtics might be resting
Yeah,
guys.
exactly. That's what I said. I don't know at that point if they're going to be still have guys in there.
At Brooklyn,
Thunder. I
easily.
think you're still going to be playing players.
Yeah,
Late.
we might. New Orleans might be resting. Phoenix. I
Phoenix,
mean, if
that's a big
Phoenix,
game.
what's that?
That's a big game for Phoenix.
If Phoenix is locked into a play-in spot and can't go anywhere else, they might
That's
be resting guys. And then Portland, like it's not the toughest schedule in the world.
No. Let's look at the Mavericks schedule, folks. Let's look at the Mavericks schedule here. So they got the Spurs and Jazz next. That feels like 2 wins.
Yeah, they got 2 games.
Then, they got back-to-back against the Jazz, and then they got the 2 against the Kings, which is a very important ones. They got the Rockets, which could be a win, that could be a loss. You never know with the Rockets. Rockets are strange.
Their schedule's pretty easy too.
Yeah, their schedule's pretty easy. It's the big games for them is the Warriors, and then the back-to-back against the Kings, because I think that by that time the Heat will be resting and the Thunder will be resting. Those are the only other teams.
So it's really that back-to-back games. Both of these games are in Sacramento, by the way. So it's it's not even like one in Dallas, one in Sacramento.
Yeah, that's weird. I've never seen that.
It's
I rarely see that.
Yeah, it's 2 in Sacramento. Like that could decide who gets the 6th seed almost.
Damn.
Like whoever wins those 2 games, they could easily split them. But if one of these teams wins both of those games, that's going to go a long way because I assume that would give them the tiebreaker as well. Sacramento's already won 1 game in the series. Looking to see if they've.
So I just looked up the Sun schedule.
Sacramento's won 2. Sacramento's beat the Mavericks both times already this season.
Okay, so they would definitely clinch if they did.
One win by Sacramento clinches the season series.
We got. I looked up the Suns. They got the Sixers, Hawks, Spurs back to back. Those are all. That seems like all wins. Then they got the Nuggets. They got the Thunder, Pelicans. That's a tough stretch. And Cavs and Timberwolves. I don't know if the Timberwolves be resting by then, but then they got the Pelicans again. Clippers. They got the toughest schedule. Yeah. By far, they got the toughest schedule out of the play-in teams. Now let's look at my Los Angeles Lakers. They got in the next week. We got the banged up Sixers. Oh, they're on the West trip. We got the Pacers who are looking for playoff positioning. We got the Bucks, who you said Giannis is banged up.
He just missed last game. I don't know how long. I mean, a week from now, he could be fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he'll be fine. Yeah, he'll play that game. Of course he will. We got the Grizzlies. Then we got the Pacers. We got the Nets, Raptors, Wizards, Cavs, Timberwolves, Warriors. That Warriors game is a big one for us as far as positioning. Then we got Grizzlies and Pelicans to end off the year.
That's a pretty...
I think that's along with like the Kings and the Mavericks type of lineup that we just
the road stretch from Milwaukee, Memphis, Indy, Brooklyn, Toronto, Washington. Like the last 3 games are easy.
Yeah.
But all those games are on the road, and that's where
we struggle.
So yeah, it's a little tough, but it's a relatively easy schedule.
And then the Warriors have Grizzlies, Pacers. Pacers, that's a tough one. Then they got the Timberwolves, another tough one. Heat in Miami. Magic in Orlando. They got they got a road stretch. Oh, damn. They're on the road a couple of games. They got the Hornets, Spurs. Then they are back at home for the Mavs. They go to Houston for Rockets. They're on the road in Dallas. Then they got the Jazz. That's a win. Then they got us on April 9th. Trailblazers, Pelicans, and Jazz to end off the year.
Along the same lines as the other teams. So the toughest schedule is Phoenix.
By far.
Yeah. Everybody else has about the equal difficulty as far as tough games, road games, and things like that. And, those final 3 games of the season, or that final week, could be a lot of resting and whatnot. Like, I don't know how, if New Orleans is locked into a 5 seed, are they going to play some of their guys in the final week? if OKC and Denver and Minnesota are locked into where they're at, how often are they going to play their guys? Like, it could, you never know with this final week. The toughest thing is not so much, I mean, it is wins and losses, but it's also like you got to win and the other team's got to lose on top of this. Like, if both, because you got to jump teams, right? Like the Warriors are in the worst position because they're the 10th seed. So not only do they have to win these games, you got to hope for Lakers losses, Suns losses,
Yeah.
Mavericks losses, Kings losses. Like, all those teams got to lose for you to make up any type of ground. Like, just the Lakers loss is only going to put you at 9. It gives you home court, I guess, in the 9-10 game. I mean, everybody's locked in to not where they're locked in, but
it would take some real, I think it's really about kind of, as far as the positioning with the I think we're really looking at like the Kings and Mavericks as far as who's going to position with the 6th seed, because I think that the Kings, I don't know if the Pelicans are going to slip in the last month.
I wouldn't bank on them slipping.
Yeah, I wouldn't bank on it at all myself. So it's between the Kings and Mavericks for the 6th seed, and then it's all about watching the Suns, because they may collapse and maybe the Lakers or Warriors can jump them.
Yeah, and then they could possibly play in the 7th. I mean, it's a 3-game
where they only have to win one. So I mean, I'll be honest. I rather just win one. We've been through that. I'd rather win one than 2. Or have to win one.
Yeah. I thought I kind of wanted OKC to get the 2 seed. I don't necessarily want to play the Lakers in the first round. I feel like that's just a bad matchup for us. I feel more confident in against these other teams. And if the Lakers are at a 9-10 seed, they're guaranteed the 8th seed at best. So that's why I kind of want OKC to get the 2 seed.
I don't blame you at all for that. I mean, I if I'm as a Laker fan, I'll be honest, I don't mind either the 8th or the 7th seed right now, because if it's the Timberwolves or if it's the Thunder, I feel more confident against them than the Nuggets. Honestly, I'm fine with finishing.
No one should feel confident against the Nuggets.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm fine finishing. That's what I was about to say. I'm fine finishing the season at 9th. So we have to win 2. We only get 8th. We play the Thunder or the Timberwolves. If the Nuggets finish at 3rd, we don't got to see them again until the conference finals. Oh, yeah. Like, I'll take that again. I was like, I don't want to see the Nuggets in the first round. I don't want to see the Nuggets in the semifinals. Honestly, I don't want to see them in the conference finals. I'm hoping somebody can take care of our dirty work.
Yeah. No one should want to see the Nuggets. That's yeah, you should want to avoid them at all costs. Here's my thing with OKC though. Like, I don't think the Lakers are a great matchup. There's obviously concerns with any of these teams, right? Oh, the Warriors have Steph. What if Clay turns into prime Clay? Oh, the Suns have Durant and Booker and Beal. Oh, the Mavericks have Kyrie and Luka. Like, all these players got star level players who have playoff experience and even championship experience. Like, all these teams have at least one guy who's won a title on these teams. And OKC doesn't have any of that. So regardless, like, you're going to face a team that has a star level player, 2 star level players with a championship attached to them that OKC doesn't have. My whole thing is, and this goes for the Lakers as well, despite me thinking they're a bad matchup. My whole thing is, like, if you're the 1 seed, if OKC is somehow the 1 seed, you're facing obviously the 8th seed, but you're facing an A seed who they'd have to win 2 games or lose a game and win a game. They'd have to play 2 games, I should say. They'd have to play 2 games to even get this. You have home court. They're an 8 seed for a reason. Despite the Lakers being, having LeBron, having Davis, they're an 8 seed. It's where they've been all year. So, like, if you lose, no matter who the 8 seed is, whether it's the Warriors, the Suns, the Mavericks, the Lakers, even the Kings, like, they're an 8 seed for a reason. Like, you can't, if you're OKC, you can't just be like, oh, I don't want that team because that's a bad matchup. Like they're an 8 seed. You got to figure that shit out.
Oh no! I don't think the players on the team are gonna say that. They're gonna try to figure it out. But I think that it's more or less kind of what's gonna happen in the aftermath if that did happen. I don't think people will hold it against the Thunder or the Timberwolves.
Oh, they
because
should.
this is a 8 or 7 seed on steroids.
They should get held against it. Like honestly, they should. You can't if you're the 1 seed.
Honestly, it will be it all depends on what happens after. Because there's gonna be some people that's gonna be like, oh no, we should hold their feet to the fire. They play so well in the regular season, and then it fell apart in the playoffs. And then it's gonna be what they do in the next season. If the next season they're right back at the 1 and 2 seed, it's gonna be like, all right, we shut y'all up. We right back here. Now we got to do it again. We got to prove ourselves again. We have another opportunity to do it. It's all gonna be kind of about a question and response, basically.
If you're the 1 seed, I don't care who you're playing. You can't lose to the 8 seed. You just can't. If you're the 1 seed, because it's a different. I mean, look at the Bucks last year. They lost to the 8 seed.
Oh well, that's different though. The East, mind you, people, we are now nearly 37 minutes into this show. So if you haven't already, drop a thumbs up, share this video with all your fans of basketball and all that good stuff, and Love Is Blind and reality television, or just us randomly talking and arguing with each other. But we've been talking 37 minutes about basically the Western Conference play-in. Mind you, we have not said a word about the Eastern Conference play-in, so that's why the Bucks, people held it against them for the Heat beating
them. They should hold it against them if the Lakers are
it's different. It's different circumstances. I'm sorry.
It is. I do agree it is because the Bucks are a championship. They were thought to be a championship level team. They've won a title. So I understand that. And, Miami was an Eastern Conference finalist.
Exactly.
In the past few years. You're a 1 seed.
And the Lakers were the Western Conference finalists last season. Yeah, I know you're going to hold it against them, but I don't think a lot of people's going to hold it against them.
I think that's kind of babying the Thunder or the Timberwolves. Then
it's more or less what we just saw with the Memphis Grizzlies. They'll baby them for a while until they start barking a little bit. Then they have to put a muzzle on them, and when the team falls apart, we don't talk about them anymore.
I think you got to have a higher standard if you are, if you're the 1 seed. This is OKC's first real season with this team, but if they're the 1 seed, they can't lose to 8. I don't care who 8 is.
I don't think a lot of people's going to hold it against them because there will be like, okay, that was an aberration. They just surprised some people. Let's see what they do next season. I think a lot of people, that will be a lot, even if they are like holding against them, I think at the end of them holding against them, they'll say, let's see what they do next season. Let's see if they get better after this experience.
I will see. We will see how this shakes out. Do you want to talk about the East and where things are with the play-in? Because I mean, the top 5 are pretty much like the West.
Oh, it's
the top
over.
5 are pretty there.
Oh, I mean, Magic have a chance. Magic's been on a roll actually lately. They've won 8 of their last 10.
Right. What I'm saying, like the top 5 they're going to be the top 5.
Yeah. The top 5 is the top 5.
The order might change, much like the West. The order might change, but like the top 5 are the top 5.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not going to change up top.
No.
The Celtics. I think the Celtics. Yeah, they've clinched their playoff spot already. So they're
10 games up on Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's over as far as that is concerned. We might see some jocking up position with 2 and 3 with the Bucks and Cavaliers, depending on what Bucks we get every single game, which seems to be different. Knicks have been kind of rolling. From what I thank them for their victory yesterday. Go Knicks! Go Knicks! Go! Thank you for getting us back our 9th seed. The Magic have been playing well. Sixers, I think Sixers are going to be a play-in team. I think the Pacers are gonna jump over them.
Sixers beat the Heat last night. The Heat are so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Just so weird.
They're not. They will never be a regular season team as presently constructed.
It's
They are dragging ass to the playoffs.
it's so strange that this team just can't. I don't know. I mean, look, once you get into the play-in, I'm sure people are going to be like, "Oh, don't count out Jimmy Butler." And then look, they're going to have to win. I guess if they're an 8 seed, they only have to win one game, and they'll be 7th. And they're going to get the Bucks again. The Sixers are. I don't really care for the Sixers.
Yo, you're gonna see a whole different team in that play-in. If they are in the 8 seed for that 7 seed, yo, they gonna be playing like it's for life itself. They want the Bucks so bad. After the Bucks season that they've had, they probably are fiending to verse the Bucks in the first round.
The Sixers or Miami?
No, Miami.
Well, Miami's got a. They'll finish no worse than 8th. I don't think the Bulls or the Hawks are catching them. But then they got to beat the Pacers or the Sixers. The Sixers, if Embiid's back, like the Sixers we are seeing now, and the Sixers just beat the Heat, mind you, without Embiid. But the Sixers that we're seeing now are obviously not going to be the Sixers we could be seeing in the play-in because they're getting the MVP back.
That is true.
But then the Sixers, like, they were pretty locked into, at worst, a 3 seed.
I know.
But they were the 2 seed with Embiid. And you know, I don't think they were going to catch Boston.
You think that if Embiid comes back, like say in like a couple of weeks, you think they can catch Magic to get to the 5 seed?
It'd be tough. I think they probably want the 3 seed though. I think you'd rather play Cleveland.
I think everybody wants the 7 seed to face the Bucks.
I don't know if they should want that. I really don't. I know the Bucks. I know that the Bucks. It's very easy to it's very easy to just be like, hey, we want to face them. They have Doc Rivers, all this kind of stuff. But I don't want to go up against. I don't want to go up against Giannis and Dame. Just don't.
That is a scary matchup, and we don't know how they're going to play together in the playoffs. So it's a virtual unknown. So I do understand that. If I'm the Heat, I would want to face the Bucks. If I'm the Pacers, I would want to face the Bucks in the first round. But I can understand any other team in that bottom half of the East, and especially the Sixers, who have never really played well against the Bucks or the Celtics when games really matter. So yeah, I understand with the Sixers' point of view.
Ashok saying, has there ever been players who got injured, came back to play better than before they were injured? I guess that's the concern with Embiid, is he's going to need a little bit of time to, get that knee right and everything. He's got a month before everything starts. We'll see. Trey mentioned Jimmy was out last night, and so we're here. I mean, the Sixers, they didn't have Tobias Harris, so neither team was I guess at their best. Still games you gotta somehow win. Kyle Lowry gave his old team the business there.
Yeah,
22 points by Kelly Oubre. The Heat are just a weird team. I'm not making excuses for they didn't have Jimmy Butler. Sixers they haven't had Embiid for the entire time. Both teams were missing some players. It's a game, and the Heat they've been what they've been this season. No matter how you look at it, they've been what they've been all season.
And to answer his question, I would probably say Steph Curry. Didn't he get hurt and got surgery early in his career? Came back better.
Yeah, I didn't know if Ashok was just talking about the actual season.
That season. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought he just meant injured and then come back. I was like, also a person that came to my head was Paul George, but of course he decreased as far as like athleticism, but I thought his overall game got better after his injury.
I mean, you can honestly use Embiid as an example. Embiid was
injured he got injured very early in his career too.
Yeah. So there's been like players who have been injured earlier in their career. If you're just talking about like that season, I off the top of my head, I can't think of someone who missed. I think Jordan early in his career missed. He said his general overall question is what he meant.
Okay. Yeah. There's a few guys because I was gonna say Kobe coming back in the 2000 playoffs after he was like out most of the season. I think he had like a broken thumb or something like that. He always had issues with his hands and stuff.
All right. Anything else? Do you want to do top 10 or top 5?
I'll just give y'all my top 5 right off the rip. I'm just going to give it to you. I'm going to pull off the Band-Aid because Jeremy doesn't want me to waste time with you people, doesn't want me to spend time
and nurture
this top 5. He just wants me to just get it in, get it out. All right. Number 5. The Orlando Magic, like I was saying before, winners of 8 of their last 10. I think they're the best team outside of the top team in the East. Over in the West, we go to number 4, the Minnesota Timberwolves, still at that number 2 seed, so I got to show them some love there. Number 3 for me this week, dropping down from the number 1 spot, the Denver Nuggets. Number 2, the Oklahoma City Thunder, holding tight at that number 1 seed in the Western Conference. And number 1, of course, the Boston Celtics, the best team in the NBA right now by far.
Okay. The bottom 5 are the same 5 that it's been literally all season. And now none of them they've all been eliminated from playoff contention. Although I will say, the arguments and stuff that we're having and everything, none of this is going to matter in about, maybe not next year, but 2 years from now. The only argument we're going to have is how many titles is Wemby going to win. This dude's insane. And all they got to do is put like B-level players around him.
Yeah.
Like that's it. You put B-level players around this guy, I don't think the league is surviving.
Nah, like that. All the Spurs have to do is I really feel like all the Spurs have to do is draft well this upcoming off season, and they will be in a play-in next season.
I don't even know if they need to draft. I mean, drafting well will help, but if they just get like Trae Young,
I don't know. I don't know if I know he's that good, but I don't know if everybody believes he's going to be that good for Trae to kind of say, "Oh, I want my future to be with this guy in San Antonio." Not everybody likes San Antonio.
I mean, Trae would be foolish if he's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't want to play with this 7'5" freak of nature."
Well, of course. I was more talking about San Antonio. Not everybody likes San Antonio, sir.
You say, what do you mean? You don't think Trae just wants to live in San Antonio?
I think Trae Young has a certain lifestyle that he wants to live.
He should care about championships, not lifestyles.
Your lifestyle.
He can live in Atlanta or whatever lifestyle during the off season with his championships.
So you think Trae Young goes to the Spurs? They win the championship the first year.
I don't know about first year.
So he has to live in San Antonio and not win? Oh no, we're done. Conversation's over.
I mean, it's better than trying to live in Atlanta and continue to lose.
Hey, he's living a certain lifestyle and he always gets to see you playing.
He can see the actual playoffs if he's in San Antonio with Wemby.
He saw the playoffs last season. He's been to a Eastern Conference Finals. And he might just move to Los Angeles next season.
And the team's done. Oh, that's your real end goal here. That's your real.
Who knows?
That's the real thing.
Who knows? I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't have any sources.
I think I know your answer here, but if you're Trae Young, would you rather spend your next 5 years playing with Wemby or Anthony Davis?
Wemby.
Okay.
No, I answered that as myself. If I'm Trae Young, knowing the things I know about Trae Young, he would say Anthony Davis.
Well, that's why Trae Young, I guess, is still where he's at.
I mean, you asked me to think as Trae Young. You didn't ask me if you were Trae Young and you had your mind. Who would you want to play with? The answer is easy. It's Wembanyama. He's
an elite
20 years old. He's a freak of nature. He's 7'5". He averaged 21 and 10 in his rookie season. He just needs another star player next to him, and he would already be in the playoffs already.
I don't even know if he needs a star player. He just needs someone who can pass him the damn ball, which feels like it should be really easy given how big he is. But I played, I'm big on the 2K. Yeah, I do the my career gimmick. I selected a point. I created a point guard, Steve Nash. That's one of my favorite players of all time. And you get to choose what team you go to. And I'm looking at the list, and I'm like, why wouldn't I go to San Antonio? All I got to do is just alley-oop all game. Average 25 assists. Just nothing but pick and rolls. That's it. Easy buckets. Easy buckets. Our pal Cher Delaware is here. We're going to talk some.
Hey.
Talk some Love is Blind.
Everybody's happy. See, and we spent way more than 30 minutes on NBA.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you, Cher Delaware?
I am fine. I'm tired.
Fair. You ready for the Blues and Avs game tonight?
Well, the Blues are going to lose because it's
I'm going to bet on them.
But also because the Blues are on a 4-game winning streak and they don't know how to get to a 5-game winning streak, so they're absolutely going to lose. But we discovered last week that we're their good luck charm because they should have got their asses kicked by the Kings, and they did not.
I think the Avs have won 6 straight, so something's got to give.
We maxed out at 4.
Okay.
So,
well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
They beat the Kings. We had a lot of fun at the game. So
nice.
We sat right behind the Kings. We were in the second row behind the Kings bench. And so every time they came out, my youngest would go over and get high fives from all the Kings players. And he was living his best life because they would wave at him and everything from the bench when there wasn't anything going on. So, and my oldest thought he was freezing to death. I had to buy a $50 Blues blanket for him because he thought he was going to die. So, But we had a lot of fun and they won. So I'm glad that they won for their first game because I was like, they are going to be really disappointed if we go and the Blues get their asses kicked. But they had fun, and it was that they won, and I got to stare at hot hockey players. So that was, a
win-win.
Yeah, and then we've been playing NHL 24. Somehow my 7-year-old is very good at it, and I can't score a goal to save my life, and he's scoring 15 on me every time. It's very frustrating, and he beat me as the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks can't even beat people as the Blackhawks, and he beat me as the Blackhawks. And then he wanted to be the Penguins just because he thinks it's funny because it's ice. And so then I was explaining to him about Sidney Crosby, and he's like, I don't like him. I'm like, well, you're not playing this game anymore now, so you're done.
My namesake, the best hockey player.
I love Sid the Kid, so I'm like, you're out. You can't play this game anymore. Get out. Get away from my
That's what they used to
PS5.
call me when I was playing AAU basketball.
Sid the Kid.
Yeah, I was Sid the Kid before him. I'm older than him.
I think he's older than you.
Is he?
I think so. He's 30. I don't know.
He's 35-ish.
I'm probably
He's definitely not a kid anymore.
Yeah,
he's definitely not.
He's 36. He's 36.
He'll be
oh, okay.
37
He's got
soon.
me. He's got me by a year.
Yeah. So, yeah. And did you see that they're gonna have a series about the lives of? That's gonna be the most boring series.
It depends on who is part of it because they didn't announce that.
No. Can you imagine following Sidney Crosby around?
Oh, like Crosby and McDavid. I love hockey. A
Me
lot of
too.
these guys got no personality.
None.
Like
And Crosby, I think Crosby is the like that he's just really quiet. Like he's just a reserved person because he does a lot of like good like charity and stuff like that. Like he's a good person. He's gonna be so bored. I was like, I cannot wait to be bored to death watching Sidney Crosby walk around.
I want them to follow Nathan McKinnon because
Yes,
McKinnon's a psycho. Like a literal like psycho. Like he banned like certain foods from like the locker room and stuff. Like if it was like high in calories or whatever, like you can't drink certain, like it's only like water and Gatorade that you can drink as well. Anything else, nope. Like and McKinnon's an actual psycho. So I do want to I hope they follow him.
I think I think they'll do top names. I think they'll do like a Sidney Crosby, you know, like just to get people to watch that aren't super familiar with hockey. But then I hope that they do other people that are going to actually be interesting. And I was like, I hope they do Connor Bedard so we can watch his mom do his laundry for him.
I hope the Kachucks are part of it. Yeah, the personality with hockey, it's just I don't want to say this to come off a certain way, but like it's bland white people.
It is.
Hockey. Like that's what it is.
And a lot of them are not even like, because a lot of them are not even Canadian or American, you know, they've come from other countries. So it's like bland white people with an accent. So it's not even like, I mean, they're all just very boring. They've played hockey since they were 5 years old, and that's all that they know to do is play hockey. Yeah, but yes, I 100%. They do not have like the personality of a lot of other sports of the athletes. But when Caden was actually the one that sent it to me first, and he was like, "This is either going to be really great or really fucking boring," and I was like, 100%.
You never hear of a good like post-game hockey interview that like, oh, look at this, you know, great line he dropped, or he called this person out. Every single post-game hockey interview is the most cliche. Just want to thank my teammates. You know, had a great game. Teammates made it easy for me. Just put in hard work. That's every single.
And if they lose, it's like, yeah, we know what we got to work on. We know, like it's the same thing every time.
Yeah, it's very cliche. I mean, love hockey. Yeah, get pucks in deep. That's a good one. You know, we stuck to our game plan. Want to get in hard on the forecheck, stuff like that. That's like it's everything. It's every single post-game hockey interview, pre-game hockey interview. Like there's nothing fun about it.
So my friend Frankie, he's from New Jersey, but he lives in Stamford because he works for WWE. So he is a huge Devils fan. Like that, hockey is his favorite sport, huge Devils fan. So we're always talking hockey back and forth. And I was texting him during the game because he was asking how the boys were liking it. And I was like, I am in love with Kempy on the Kings because he was right in front of me the entire time. And I'm like, we keep unintentionally making eye contact because he'd just look up and I'm like, I'm in love with him. And he was like, he freaking looks like Chad Kroeger, the singer from Nickelback. So he kept sending me pictures of him saying, look at this photograph. I'm like, leave me alone. I was like, you're not invited to our wedding now. You have to stay away from me.
PK Subban had, he carried the league with his personality for a few years there. I do wonder if they follow like a goalie around. One, if a goalie would even want that. But
I would hope that they don't follow Bennington around because I think that'll make him even less likable.
Jordan Bennington.
He's so unlikable as it is, and I think that would make him even less likable. The game that they played the other night that they went into the shootout, Saturday night's game. I can't even remember who it was. Minnesota. That's who it was against. I was cussing Bennington out from my bed, watching it on my phone because I was so tired. That game was so long. They were in the shootout, and I'm like, Bennington can't even do his job. My kids are like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I think I'm like the only Blues fan that doesn't like Bennington. So
I can't stand Bennington.
I'm like, God, I think that following a goalie, because you got to be a weird person to be like goalies are always just weird. They always are just a weird type of guy. And I think like a goon type of guy out there, I think that they would keep it interesting. But I don't know of any goalie that I would want to watch either. So
goalies are super weird. Somebody mentioned Jeff Adjire mentioned Peak Hasek, like Peak Hasek, Peak Waugh. And you're following Patrick Waugh around during his heyday. That dude's still a psycho. So yeah. All goalies are a little off kilter, and that's why I don't think they want like cameras around them and everything.
The woman that was sitting next to me at the game was cheering. She was a Blues fan, and she was cheering for the Kings goalie. And people kept being like, "Why are you?" And she's like, "I'm the mom of a goalie. Goalies have to stick together." I'm like, "Oh, so your kid's a fucking weirdo? That's what you're telling me right now?" like
goalies,
your kid's insane. Okay.
I feel bad for like goalies because I did play goalie in roller hockey, and like,
see, that makes sense.
Does it? Wow. I didn't play a lot.
That was awesome.
Wow.
You put it out there. You set it up.
I didn't like playing goalie because
you definitely don't have the goalie personality. So.
No, I did not like playing goalie because like it feels like so much falls on you, even though like it always doesn't. But you know, your wins and losses are tied. Like it just feels like so much falls on you, and if like you don't make that save, like it's all your fault type of thing. And you know, the cliche hockey thing is like, you know, we got to help our goaltender out, but yeah, you got to be just weird to play goalie. And I don't think I was weird enough to play goalie, honestly. Norma says, did you know I was the first black hockey player for DC high school? So the record for face-off percentage and penalty minutes.
Good for you.
Oh, very nice.
Good for you, dude. I'm trying to think of who it was. There was somebody on the Kings that I was like, oh, he's cute. And everybody was watching Big Business, so nobody was messaging me back. And then I was like, how old is this guy? And I looked it up, and he was born in 2001. And I was like, oh my God. Like, he's 5 years old. He was born in 2001. So I was like, I'm not ever looking at this man again. I have to look at ages now. I'm at the age where I have to ask somebody for their driver's license before I'll speak to them at this point. Because I'm like, if your age doesn't start with a 19 when the year you were born, I don't want to talk to you. This is terrible. Like,
all right, let's get into the Love is Blind reunion here. Let's start with they let Chelsea and Jimmy both off the hook. Yeah, they let them both off the hook.
That was a letdown.
I wonder if it wasn't because they had both already got so much shit on social media, so they cleared a lot of stuff up already. But the thing is, not everybody sees all that.
Yeah.
Not everybody is checking all that. I definitely felt like they could have focused less on the past couples and asked them more questions. They didn't even ask them if they were still together.
Yeah.
She did an interview afterwards and said, we tried to date after we broke up, and it was only like 5 dates. And finally, she was the one that was like, yeah, this is not going to work. But she came off as like a normal human being during the reunion, which was insane because I'm like, was it AD that was even like, yeah, I didn't recognize the way you were acting.
Yeah, it's AD.
That's not how we know you. And I'm like, okay, so maybe my friend that said, you know, because they're flight attendants, maybe she was right. Maybe she isn't always that batshit crazy. Maybe it's just when she's in a relationship. But they 100% let her and him both off the hook easily. And they kept alluding to the fact that, like, they were going to come for Jimmy at some point. Because
he kept saying, I got enough on my plate.
Yeah, I got enough on my plate. I'm worrying about my own stuff. So I really thought that they were going to get like a big spot. And then it was just basically Jess being like, you lied.
It was just Jessica
showing that he lied.
Yeah, they focused more on Jessica, and it's just like, okay.
Jessica called him out.
Yeah.
The best was when you know, they asked Jessica and Jimmy, "Are you still friends?" Jessica's just like, "I thought we were."
Yeah.
And then you did this interview where you're like,
And
"Oh, I
then-
stormed out after 10 minutes," and they're like, "Roll the tape," and it was like 2 hours and 10 minutes.
It's like, Jimmy went from villain to aloof goof who is in a toxic relationship, back to villain again for just bold-faced lying. Like, just say you don't remember how much time it was.
And people had honestly felt bad for him after all the stuff with Chelsea. And he was coming off fine in the reunion up until that point, really. Like, when he called out Jeremy, at which I was like, good for him for calling him out for that and everything. And he kept being like, I don't want in everybody else's, like, I got my own stuff. And he was coming off fine. And then just he went and did that interview and lied. And I was glad that she called him out for it.
Yeah,
And
I didn't
was
like that interview either. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, well, it felt like it was, what do you say, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever.
It felt like 10 minutes. I'll give you 45.
Yeah.
But
and then they
like
rolled the
2
tape.
hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah. And
it was, she didn't even like storm out. It was like he asked to take a break, which she said, and then they ended it on like, I don't really have anything else to say. Like, I don't know what else we can say. And then they just both left.
She came back into the room before he did.
Yeah.
Like and then he came in and he was like, "Are you there?" And she had been sitting there. So I'm like, he's just saying stuff to try to make himself look better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, he was doing better. And I was like, all right, he's not so bad. And then there we go. But I do think, and I think we talked about this in the group chat. I talked to so many people about the reunion that I can't remember. And it was a week ago at this point. So I wish they wouldn't air it on Wednesdays. And I didn't watch it till Thursday. But I wish that they would have had more of a where are they now after that? Like, showed that they were all there, but then do like 30 minutes after that just on them. Because it took away time from the actual people that were there for, like, I mean, we barely touched on the only couple that got married. And
they like,
I mean, they're boring.
You don't need anything to touch on them. But even like Brittany, like they didn't put Kenneth to the fire at all. Like they
Brittany,
just asked him about the phone.
When they finally asked him that question, Brittany was like, "Thank God we get our time."
Yeah, we finally get our time. Yeah.
I mean, they were not focusing on it. Was like there was no organization.
Even they, like Brittany and Kenneth, like they didn't have too much. They did call him out for being on the phone. He owned up to like, yeah, I was on the phone too much. They did call him out for like, you just seemed like you didn't care. And then he's like, well, you didn't show everything after that when I went over to, I think he might have been Clay's.
Clay.
No, he said he called Clay and
and he was really hurt
and like, stuff like that. But it's like, like this is not just one instance. This was you on the phone before that. This was you on the boat. Like everything changed. I wish there was somebody that would be like, everything changed when you talk to AD.
I really wanted someone to ask them that.
Yeah, that's where they didn't do enough on the call. But I do wonder, one, editing, two, because they seem to be best friends and they are just completely like, hey, we're on great terms, we're not dating, but we talk every day, we talk about everything. It's like, oh, okay, maybe we don't needle too much here. Like, I wonder how much of that
I was fine with them. I was fine with them not bringing up the cousin saying he was gay thing, because
that's not their question to ask.
And I saw Jiminica had sent me, there was a guy on TikTok that was like, I should host the reunion, saying all the stuff he would call people out for and everything, and he said that, and I was like, see, that's the one thing that I'm like, if he wanted to get on there and say that, that's fine, but I don't think anybody should ever be put on the spot for that. But like, there were things that they could have asked him. They, like you said about the AD thing. Like, was that a changing point for you with that? Because it felt like it was to us watching it, and they didn't address that at all.
No, they didn't give them any time. They had a fan question from the old castmates.
Yeah.
That's how we even got to Jimmy and Chelsea or them. They spent a lot of time on Jeremy, Laura, and Sarah Ann for good reason. And I thought they did a great job there. And I thought they did a good job with AD and Clay and focus it on them. But I felt like they didn't distribute the time equally enough. And we had to go to the old cast members because other than finding out that Chelsea is now a part of casting, I don't remember anything they said. And that the Micah chick is now best friends with Jessica. That's all I remember.
Yeah, it was like,
and people are pregnant.
We already knew that Gigi was pregnant. We already knew Alexa was pregnant. They're both very large pregnant. Like, it was obvious they were pregnant. They both already posted it on social media prior to that. And then I'm like, what's that stupid bald guy's name? Izzy?
Yeah,
I'm like, why is Izzy even here? And it was just to
that was just
a
hype perfect match. Yeah.
And I'm like, it just felt unnecessary. It felt like they could, like I said, they could have done a 30-minute, just had them there and then done a 30-minute thing after. Like, okay, but these couples, like,
what they should have done is like what they do on the 90 Day Fiance tell-alls, where they have homie that's a big wrestling fan that was with the Spanish girl, but he was with his ex that he raises the child, and they watch the tell-all and they react to it. I like when they were showing the shots of the former cast members reacting to it, because I saw somebody in the chat that was like, oh, the season was weak overall or didn't have enough drama. Nah, this season had way more drama than the last 2 seasons that I saw, because you can tell from their reaction to all the drama, especially when it came to Jeremy, Laura, and Sarah Ann, that it was on a different level from even their seasons.
They do that with all of or at least they used to, the 90 Day Fiance
tell-alls.
Well, the tell-all, but even like during the season, like they
do the diaries and the pillow talk and stuff.
Pillow talk, that's what it's called. Yeah, where they have like other couples watch the current season, past couples watch like the current season type of thing. That would actually be something kind of funny for Love Is Blind. But yeah, with the reunion, they did focus a lot on, as they should have, Jeremy, Laura, and Sarah Ann, and asking, they mentioned Jeremy being engaged going into it. Apparently that was a well-known thing, that he was engaged. He let people know.
He told him
about
he had been previously engaged.
Yeah, we don't know the timeline.
Yeah, and like,
I was engaged coming in.
He just straight up was like, nope, not true. Like, he didn't really prove anything. We already know Jeremy's a liar. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Sarah Ann should have been kicked off the stage for looking like she just stepped out of the 2004 prom.
She was the worst dressed person. I mean, like, and this is amazing.
He was the worst dressed person, and Trevor wasn't even dressed.
Oh my God, Trevor looked like he was fixing the Wi-Fi. He looked like he was dressed to fix the Wi-Fi there.
He still looked worse than him. Why did
Sarah Ann somehow looked worse? None of the men look good, to be honest. I'll be honest. None of the men's attire, the suits, like Clay was the cleanest suit, but
Jeremy would have looked better if he didn't have the tie, Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Well, he was going full.
I respect the white suit. I respect the white suit most of all. Not even the Hawaiian shirt. I respect the white suit to be different. But Clay could have put his whole suit together by having a matching tie to the color of the suit. He only had a black tie, and then dude was sitting like this the whole. I felt like I was watching me in Catholic school when it was like, sit up, and you're done.
That was like the issue.
Whole time.
The wardrobe dressed like they brought the options for all the people there, but they got to pick what they wanted. So like, you had options and you still picked badly. So I don't, except for Trevor, they did not dress Trevor. And I'm like, well, that was obvious. But
Trevor was just there, so Trevor was just there, so he didn't get fined. Like,
Sarah Ann looked like a damn mess.
You want to see a dead body, folks?
Yeah.
Watch that Trevor segment. Oh my God.
I have never felt so uncomfortable. So I have it on right here and I'm working. And he's just not, I'm like, did it freeze? Like looking over there, and he's just looking at his hands. And he's like a kid that got caught lying. He doesn't know what to say. He doesn't want to lie again and get himself in more trouble. And when he was like, I had everything planned out that I was going to say, like, and you forgot, clearly. And him saying, like, they were toxic. And he told her that he was going to find someone. In the messages, he's telling her that he loves her. And he's telling her they're going to get married.
And he says in the messages, which they didn't call out this portion of, like, I'm only there. I'm not going to marry anybody. Like, I'm just there for whatever. And then she said, like, he's only there to boost his reality fame. And he went away to do Perfect Match, which they kind of called out, but didn't directly call out that portion. They called out, like, don't just come on here for fame. Like, you need to be here to find love. That's not fair. It's everybody else. Like, well, Trevor was there just to be on a reality show, and then you let him on Perfect Match. So I don't know.
And I do believe that they probably had a toxic relationship with the way that immediately after he cut her off, she went and, like, girl, you were fine with it. You were fine with him going on this show. It wasn't like he was cheating on you. You knew what was going on. And I can't remember which of the girls said that, I think it was Chelsea, was like, and it's a whole other thing that she was good with you going on there. Like, I do think that they probably had a toxic relationship, but that doesn't excuse what he did. Like, okay, you and her were toxic together. You still went on here and lied to people. Like, what if Chelsea would have chosen him?
Yeah.
And then, she would have been right in acting crazy because he would have been gaslighting her the whole time. So it's just, like, the whole thing was crazy with that whole situation. That was so uncomfortable. And when he asked if he could leave, and they said yes, and then he continued to sit there while they talked about him.
I think that off camera they told him that he had to still sit there.
And then he was like, and they said, okay, if you want to leave, you can leave.
Yeah. Nick had to say, he was like, I know you asked to leave, so you can leave now.
Yeah, like, that was uncomfortable. That was probably the most uncomfortable. And we have seen some uncomfortable stuff on these reunions. Like, that was almost to the point where you felt bad for him, because you could tell that he was like,
you had another toxic man, though, Jeremy, rubbing his back during that segment.
Jeremy's just glad. He was just glad that it was on somebody else. And it wasn't on him anymore.
It's all right, buddy. It's all right. We'll get through this.
Like, well, and we had started talking about Jeremy before we started talking about him. Like, Jeremy and Laura even said, like, all she wanted was an apology. And I saw people being like, she just needs to get over it. It's been a year. Well, she's talking about it because they're on a show where they're supposed to be talking about it. Like, she's already said she's dating someone else and everything. Like, they're asking her about it. So she's saying, and that doesn't, just because it's been a year doesn't mean she doesn't deserve an apology. Like, that, yes, she deserved an apology from both of them. And he's like, I did apologize, instead of just apologizing to her. Like, he gets out there and he apologizes about the damn bean dip thing 15 times, but he never will apologize about that. And he kept bringing up bean dip. Like,
and they still want to deny, like, you're already together. You've already broken up, gone back together, broken up. You still want to deny that y'all kissed that night. Like, it's just ridiculous.
They showed the footage of Sarah Ann and Laura talking at the lake cookout, which
that was uncomfortable.
That was,
because you could tell Laura was putting on a face. Laura was trying her best to get through that. She was being fake the whole time, because that's not Laura.
Well, Sarah Ann was, like, clearly in that conversation almost just looking for approval.
Yeah.
That Laura obviously was not going to give her.
Asking for advice.
Yeah.
On dating her fiance that she just broke up with a week prior. I mean, it wasn't even that long prior. Like, that, I mean, I get that they hadn't known each other very long either, anything, but, like, okay, take Sarah Ann out of the situation. They were never going to last anyway. Laura and Jeremy weren't. Take her out of the situation. Okay, they break up. Then a week later, she's, Jeremy's gone back to Sarah Ann. That's a different situation. They literally broke up because he was with Sarah Ann while they were together. So you're asking for advice on the person that you helped somebody cheat on with. And, like, my ex-husband had multiple girlfriends while we were married and during our divorce. I had one of his girlfriends call me asking me for advice on how to deal with his temper. And I'm like, I've got an order of protection with him. That's how I'm dealing with his temper. Like, what are you why are you calling me? We are married. We are together. Like, not together, but we were still married at that point, and you're asking me for advice on my husband and you dating him. Like, what is even happening here? And so when they showed that conversation, I'm like, this is so uncomfortable, because you could tell Laura didn't want to do it, but she was also not. I would have been like, I'm not giving you advice now.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, she put on a front for her, because I felt like she was completely uncomfortable. Like, from the first minute when, like, you see the camera focuses on Sarah Ann and it goes to Laura, she does this like like that, like, and I was like, oh my god, she's like so uncomfortable right now.
She's trying to warn her. She's like, you can't trust him, like, trying to tell her, but also didn't want to be like mean to her. And she very well could have been, but she was more upset at Jeremy in the situation, which that's her fiance. She should have been more upset at him. But like, to see that scene that they cut, and then knowing the conversation that she had with Jeremy right after, where she's just being such a bitch about everything.
And being like, the real her. That's her being fake.
I'm like, she is so fake and immature.
Yeah.
And like, I did appreciate when she's yelling at everybody, and Jess was like, just because you're the loudest doesn't mean you're right. Exactly. I'm just loud. No, nobody talks like, why are you yelling? We're all sitting right here and you're screaming over people. So Jess just sat there and waited until she was done before she said anything.
She's like, you're not a girl's girl. You sat up there and watched me cry when I said I feel like I've been gaslighted, and you sided with him.
Yeah. And I'm like, and guess what, girl? You got back together with him.
Exactly. And you're with him. You got him like you said you would. Jess was at some bars on the low, but no, Jeremy, oh my god, he thinks that he like had the best explanation possible. Dude said, so like she came up to me weird, and I went up to her and she told me that we're gonna have this lake day. Like, why is all these guys on this show that they've never watched before? Why are they on this show that they never watched before, that this man has the audacity, the unmitigated gall to say that he just found out about the lake day, and the reason that he had to stay at Lost and Found past the time it closed at 2 a.m. and talk with Sarah Ann in the parking lot for nearly 3 hours is because he had to go over every single scenario that would happen when him, Sarah Ann, and Laura are in the same place. If nothing happened between y'all, why do you have to go through every single scenario you told on yourself?
Well, and Laura said that too.
I'm mad at the Lachey's for not pointing that out.
Yeah.
That whole explanation he told on himself.
Laura said that too when she said that Sarah Ann was going around telling people the same story he was telling people, that they didn't leave. They just sat in the parking lot the whole time. And she's like, so clearly that's something that they decided together, that they were going to lie to everybody about it. And like, I thought that she was much nicer than she had to be to Laura was. Like,
Laura recovered her reputation on
she was just saying like, I just wanted an apology. Sarah Ann did finally apologize to her. I don't think it was sincere. No. I think it was because everybody was being like, you suck, and so she was just trying to make herself feel better. And I did like that they called her out too about her saying it's a TV show, we delivered the drama or whatever, because she did not know what to say when they posted that clip. Like, she had no clue what to say about that. And I was like, good. Which Cameron from season 1, Cameron and Lauren, he posted a video. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. He posted a video on Instagram and said he and Lauren were invited and they had another commitment that day, but also they didn't watch this season. They watched like the first 2 episodes and just didn't continue watching it. And he was like, I see people being like, oh, there's people that are on there just to get on other TV shows and he's like, it's been that way since the beginning. There are people that sign up for any reality show they can because they want to be on TV and they want to be famous. And there's going to be those of us who are on there for real. And there's those that aren't. And you can typically tell the difference pretty quickly. But he was like, it's not going to change. Like it's just the way that it is that there's going to be people like that every single season. And, they can call them out all they want. But then the next season, it'll just be people that hide it better. Yeah. So, it is what it is. But that whole, I don't know, Jeremy continuing throughout the entire thing to bring up the bean dip. Like they were talking about something else and he was like, yeah, like bean dip. And Nick was like, what? And he was like, bean dip. And he's like, are we back on bean dip again?
Yeah.
Like, why are you talking about this again?
He wanted to just defend his position on the bean dip. It's like, you gotta just let this go. Everybody else just let it go. Like it's over. You guys had your argument in Mexico, wherever they were.
He apologized more for that than
he really did. He really did.
I stand by that. Nothing happened, but I apologize for the bean dip.
And AD does not care. AD got left at the damn altar. She doesn't care about the bean dip.
No, she does not care at all.
But all I could say, AD won the best fashion. She won the best outfit, the best look. AD.
So I posted in my thread. I had seen so many people be like, AD looked trashy. Her nipples were out. And I said, these people have never seen nipples before in their life because those were not nipples.
Nope.
They were very clearly the adhesive nipple covers. I have some of them in my room right now. And you could only see it when certain lights hit. I'm sure when she got dressed, you couldn't even see it. It was because the lights are so bright on that stage. So sometimes you couldn't see it at all. And then other times you could see them clearly. But either way, you still weren't seeing her nipples. It was the nipple covers. And I was dying laughing at people being like, yeah, you could see her nipples. No, you couldn't. You've never seen nipples before in your life. Very clearly.
Okay. The biggest revelation of this reunion.
I've got a revelation.
Oh boy.
Kick him off.
I've got some revelations to tell.
I'm very scared of what you're going to say.
Oh my God.
You look like you just woke up.
I did just wake up.
Didn't even
Not exactly a revelation there. Sean Rossett wakes up after 10.
Been up for 5 hours.
I'm just keeping everybody on edge right now. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, we're all holding our breath.
Scared.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
You never know.
Do you have any wrestling related breaking news for us? Heavy on wrestling related.
Yeah. Matt Hardy is still under AEW contract. There you go.
Is he? It doesn't end until the end of the month, right? You've already.
I'm not sure when the day is or anything because I had heard March, but he was just visiting with some friends and not actually Rebby was visiting with friends is what was happening. So they went for a little bit, but yeah.
Where was it last night?
Raleigh.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You know her. She's always busy being. Never mind.
I'm glad they're
Rebby and all her friends.
I'm glad they're okay and together because there was some TikToks for a while there that
I remember.
Yeah, suggested.
I blocked those out of my memory.
Oh,
I didn't.
I only heard about them like when mutual friends would bring them up and stuff. Like I had no knowledge of that. I don't do TikTok very much. So
Sean supports the TikTok ban apparently.
Listen, I will say that every time I get on TikTok, I leave it because I'm just amazed at how stupid some of the things that catch traction are. And it's also a very useful app, but
I'm not a person. I think maybe it's ADHD. I can't sit on there for hours and scroll it like some people do. I'll start watching a video and I'll be like 10 seconds in and then I'll look to see how long it is and it'll be like 5 minutes and I'm like, fuck this. Okay. And I just click off. I'm like, I'm not sitting here for 5 minutes. Like,
oh man. Well, I'm done making you all live in perpetual terror. I'll see you later.
That's good.
It's so ridiculous.
I don't even remember. Oh, okay. The biggest revelation.
Yes.
AD went on dates with Matthew.
Two-ish.
Two-ish.
I'm like, what's two-ish mean?
One would have been like, what? Huh? You went on one? But two-ish. Cooked them dinner. Apparently, he cooked her dinner.
Face during he got so tense, and then
he wanted nothing to do with that conversation. He's
and
like,
then he said that she had told him, so he did already know. But he's like,
yeah.
All I gotta say is that the fact that this revelation was revealed, it just furthers my point when we talked about the wedding and that AD has really poor standards in men.
Yeah.
Like she did not read any of the red flags or ignored all the red flags with Clay, who basically had different levels of I ain't shit and my dick has control over myself and it's gonna land in someone else's vagina if we get married.
I'm gonna slip and fall.
I'm gonna slip and fall and land in somebody. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's like I've never seen a black man not cheat. Like he went on I've never heard any of these conversations. It's like different levels that I have never heard of the ain't shit conversation, and yet she still said yes, knowing he was gonna say no, knowing that he mouthed no on the altar, and she went on dates with a guy who came in with a list of questions, was a serial killer, and lied to her. She went over to his house. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the.
He went over to his house. I know she has poor standards. I'm not saying that he hit it. I'm just saying I think he did.
I think that they should have brought up him leaving the show to go find what's her face. Like they didn't address that at all. I wish
they said that they invited Matthew to be on the
and he respectfully declined.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm like, okay, you should have invited her. Like I wanted to see her side of it. I wanted to hear like if he tried to reach out to her afterwards, if she went on 2-ish dates with him. Like I just wanted more information on that. But going on any dates with Matthew, and when she was like, he's cute, I'm like, and I've been seeing things where people are like, Matthew is just JP with less American flag stuff. If you remember JP from last season, that called out his fiance for wearing too much makeup, called her fake, I think it was. Like, I'm like, yeah, neither of them know how to talk to people. And they both give me the heebie-jeebies. So that makes sense. But yeah, her going on the date with Matthew, I did not see that coming. Like, when she said that, I'm like, okay. Like, going to his house? What? Like,
we surprised you here.
Oh, Lord.
We surprised you made it. You went to Matthew's house?
I can't believe she actually... I'm with you, SB3, of like, she sees the red flags and she's like, that's the finish line, right? Like, that's the only way I can comprehend how she thinks.
She's great. She's great. Everybody said it. She's amazing. She's smart. She got her life together. She is a very fine woman. I just don't understand it. It's sad. I feel like I'm watching one of my sisters make all these mistakes on national TV. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't understand it because, like, I think I said this last week. The mistakes that the choices that she's making are choices that someone 10 years younger than her would be making, someone in their early 20s, you know, that I can fix him type of, like, she is too grown to still be in that mindset. And the thing is, she's aware that she's in that mindset and she continues to do it. I'm like, you know, Clay talks about the therapy that he did and like good for him. I think that Clay looked very good coming out of the reunion and everything.
Yeah.
She needs to do some.
She needs a new therapist. Not the
needs-
same,
Yeah.
because she said she went to there. No, you're not going to the right therapist if they haven't told you have a problem with red flags.
She
So
needs someone to address this.
We probably need you to go to the same therapist Clay and his mom is going to.
Because she needs someone to be like, why do you run towards red flags instead of cautioning yourself away from them? Like, everyone has different things that they deem as red flags. So you can't just be like, you got to find somebody with no red flags, because it's going to be different for everybody. And everyone has, what would be considered as a red flag to someone else. But she knows what her red flags are, and she goes with the people that have the most obvious red flags, as in, I'm going to cheat on you, just wait until it happens, and then goes towards them and is like, let's get married. Let's do that.
Honestly, I think that AD was not listening to Clay after a certain point, because I feel like the last conversation they had in the apartment where he talked about the date, that he was in love with her, but it was all about the date. And she was very adamant about going through the process, going through the experiment. But my question to you then would be, AD, if you really love this man, why didn't you listen to him and just say, hey, producers of Love is Blind, I think we have to drop out of this process because I'm in love with him, but he's not ready to be married. You should have taken control, because he was giving you the control of this whole situation the whole time. Every conversation he had, he was putting it on you, saying, I rely on you. You can show me the direction. He was telling you the entire time, I'm in love with you, but I'm not ready right now. And you never listened to him. So like, we didn't get that answer, and I don't know if they're together. We've seen pictures and there's been videos online of them being together and the family being together for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And I think this was filmed early in 2024. So
I think so.
I don't know what's going on now. So
he seemed so heartbroken though when she was like basically said she wouldn't give him another chance. Like, I actually felt bad for him, because
he said, you're the love of my life. And you could tell that was getting to her. That was like,
yeah, I felt bad for him in that situation, but I don't know. What a mess.
Anything else from the reunion that we need to hit on or did not hit on?
I think that is everything and everybody.
Yeah, I think so.
Sarah Ann sucks. Jeremy sucks. Yes. Trevor died.
I thought overall,
Clay and Laura redeemed themselves. Laura also apologized to AD for the bean dip thing, and it wasn't because the Lachey's asked her about it. She literally brought it up herself. So I was like, that was a redeeming fact.
And she said, she was like, I've apologized publicly, I've apologized privately, but I want to apologize again. And I was like, good for her. Like, you could tell that she actually meant it.
Yeah.
Jessica and Chelsea are great friends.
Yeah.
Like the daughter calls Auntie Chelsea and everything. So that's good to see.
That's good to see. Jessica's cool with Micah from season 4, and they're besties, and they're gonna
girls have a group chat that Sarah Ann's not part of. So.
That was funny.
Because she unfollowed us and still wants to follow all of our fiancés.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, when she came to Lake Day, she wanted to unfollow us and follow all of our fiancés. So that was funny. I'm like, and then she was like, "You kicked me out of the group chat," and Jessica was like, "Actually, I kicked you."
I love it. They're like, drag Sarah Ann. Sarah Ann sucks. Like she was the somehow because she wanted to protect an ain't shit dude in Jeremy. She came out worse than Jeremy out of this reunion.
Yeah. We are getting new season of Perfect Match. Perfect Match season 1 was fantastic. So
I loved it.
I very much look forward to this new season.
I know it's gonna be messy with Jessica and Micah in there. So
yeah, we'll see if
Trevor before they find out about Trevor.
See, the weird thing about Trevor is, I mean, it would have been very tough to promote him after you called him out for being like, don't come on the show just to be reality famous. By the way, you're on Perfect Match. So I do wonder if he was an alternate, if they cut him out, or if he's not part of the like original house groupings and he's one of the like the date people that come on. Either way, like if he's part of the show at all and he's like on the show, they're gonna look pretty hypocritical being like, don't come on here just to boost your reality career. By the way, you also were on Perfect Match and you got this your little extra boost out of this because you were on Love is Blind. All right, let's get a chapter in of Too Hot to Handle. I need to plug in my phone.
Let's do it.
Oh, we lost so much money. SP3, little horn dog, just kissing everybody.
Sam.
Oh, I was like, what
damn
are
Sam.
you talking about?
Why do I have 4 missed calls?
That damn Sam. Sam, he be calling friends like he's on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and all his friends say, lose some money.
Yeah. Sorry, Sam.
Sorry, Sam. We want the entertainment.
Okay, there's the Inception screen for everybody. All right, tell me if it's up there.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
All right.
You all good in the hood?
All right, here we go, everybody. Too Hot to Handle. Yes, as mentioned, SB3 kissed 2 different people last time.
I think
so. Within like 12 hours.
Oh yeah, and he changed his hair to blue. Sam changed his hair.
You were in the bed with Dakota.
Yes.
And then you kissed Marissa
her
on the date.
Oh yeah, kissed Marissa on the date. Yep. We
you kissed Dakota in the bed and kissed Marissa on the date. And now we are having Lana has called us into the
oh boy.
Yeah.
Where I'm about to get dragged.
Right. Drama and emotions run high in this week's confessionals. Oh, so it seems like it's just a lot of confessionals.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's see how this goes.
This is still episode 2. How was my date? Well, it was a beautiful day.
This hair is going to give me a migraine. God.
The sun was shining. The boat was incredible. And Marissa was, well, a real sweetheart. She and I have clicked from the beginning, and I like the way I feel around her. It's like I can tell her anything, and I know she wouldn't judge me. I like her a lot. What was the second question? If I would go on a second date with Marissa? I sure would. Yeah, I definitely go on a second date. The chemistry between us is off the charts. And we had so much fun on the first date. I should probably ask someone else and not settle down already, but why keep searching if you've already found what you're looking for?
Come on. Justin is such a wanker. Like, fine, I get it. You're up for a shag. Who isn't? But I have feelings, you know? And I am a pretty amazing gal. If he can't see that, that's his loss. Has he asked about me, by the way? Oh, boy.
Yeah, the date ended up being pretty super disappointing. Jada got all of the serious out of nowhere, asking me how I feel and other bull like that. I mean, I don't even get what I did wrong, you know? I told her I'm looking for a good time. That's it. At least I was honest with her, right? Isn't that what women want?
Yeah. So we are both pretty pissed. Pissed. Someone keeps leaving the water running in the bathroom.
How angry this man's face is.
And frankly, I've had enough.
we all have. It's so wasteful and
Bitching about water.
man, someone's paying those bills.
Not y'all.
They act like they're coming out of the pot.
I bet it's Justin. Ha! He doesn't care about the rules.
Apparently, leaving water running is the rule break.
That's all
So
they
he
care
probably he probably doesn't care about basic human decency. either.
They are so desperate to give these two a storyline. They're like water running.
I don't know. My guess is Theo. He's in the bathroom the most, probably jerking off.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, staring at himself in the mirror, naked.
As he jerks off.
Good one, bro.
Oh gosh.
High five.
Still gonna break the rules.
Oh my god, the rules have put a total damper on the vibe. Things really need to liven up around here. I mean, this can't make for good TV, right?
Yeah, we're here talking about water running.
The viewers want to see passion. They want to see sex. They don't care about the money. My suggestion for everyone, raise the stakes, people, or I will.
Well, Sam is in agreement.
God damn. Sam is sweet. Really sweet. And nice. And fun. And kind. I like everything about him. I just hope he is into me too. I mean, I think so. But there's so much competition here. Why does everyone have to be so good looking and chasing the same person that I'm after?
Are they still after Sam?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh God, we're talking about the water again.
And of course I don't leave the water running. Why the heck are you asking me that?
Do I think Jada should give Justin another chance? Justin and Jada. Not my business.
Wow.
He said, I don't care.
I'd rather not comment, to be honest. I wouldn't want people commenting on my love life.
Well, buddy.
So I'm going to stay out of theirs.
Oh, buddy, they're going to comment on yours in a minute.
Yeah.
Do we still care about the money?
Oh, this is me. Hey, bruv, we bloody well do. If anyone, bruv, knows how hard it is to stick to the rules, it's me, bruv, okay?
Why is this guy like a British Californian?
A British surfer boy.
Yeah.
But every day, I wake up with new resolve, bruv.
Same here. I mean, let's be honest. Sam is really tempting. And if the yoga studio didn't mean so much to me.
Wait, you like Sam, bruv?
Oh my God. Ah!
But I also like Sam, bruv.
Oh, sorry.
Well, bruv, this just got awkward, bruv.
Okay, Sam. I've got a question for you.
Uh-oh. Should we be doing this on camera?
What does he think she's doing? Come on, it's just for fun. Who do you think is the fittest woman here? Besides me, of course.
Of course. Which woman is the hottest? Marissa. I'd say Marissa. Great body with a face to match. and a total sweetheart.
You said it. And I'd have to agree with you there. Now on to the men.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go again. I'm scared to find out.
Oh, come on. So out of Theo, Liam, Henri, who do you think has the biggest you-know-what?
Personality.
Oh my God. I don't know.
Come on. You saw them in swim trunks.
Did I? I wasn't really looking.
Go on, have a punt.
Who do I think has the biggest package?
I love this game.
I can't pick other. All right. We're gonna go with Liam.
Liam. It's got to be Liam.
I'm guessing Liam. That confidence has to be for something.
Damn. Sam, you're so bad.
You asked. Yikes. Maybe we shouldn't have said this on air.
Too late.
No.
What is happening?
Do I
Oh, God.
spend too much time in the mirror, bruv? Maybe, bruv.
Oh, God.
But my appearance is my job, innit? Some like the music, bruv. Some like the man.
Like, do I care money has been lost? Not really. If people want to get their freak on, what business of it is mine?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't really care either. I mean, unless we had one huge orgy, we'd still have money left over in the end. It would take a lot to lose. It would take a lot to lose that much cash. Yeah.
Like, do me a favor. Don't bring up the orgy idea around Sarah and Theo. You'll give them ideas. Hey, so yeah, the first rubric didn't go over well. And now Lana says there are several more? Ouchie. We're all going together soon and a bomb is going to drop. But if you ask me, whoever did it is a hero, hey. They made this retreat a lot more fun for everyone.
Who would be my second choice after Sam? I have no idea. Definitely not Justin. Or Henri, Liam, Theo, or Dakota. Probably not Sarah either. And Marissa's not really my type.
So it's only Sam.
Who the fuck does that leave?
Not into Jada either. So, I guess that answers that question.
Who is left? Is it nobody?
It's Sam.
Sam.
Is it just
Yes,
Sam?
Sam.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait a second. Sam got to go on a boat? And I got a table by the bar? Come on, Lana. Are you winding me up? Oh boy, here's Big Dick Rick.
Big Dick Liam. BDL. I was in the shower this morning and I felt like someone
God.
was watching me.
What's happening?
I even heard someone laughing and
I
all.
always feel like somebody's
You don't have
watching me.
cameras in there, do you? Lana's cool and all, but I don't need my twig and berry spot. Well, for the record, it's more like a branch in coconut.
Oh no!
Also, someone like a rubber duck right in front of the shower door, and I almost slipped on it.
So
Oh,
he's
my-
apparently leaving the water running too much.
and fell on my dick. You saw Justin leaving the bathroom and cackling? Justin!
All right, we got to do another episode.
That was
This,
the weirdest episode.
yeah,
why
the
did-
confession stuff is something else.
I have fun going through the different voices.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
All right, chapter 9. Lana calls out the rule breakers, but keeping your hands to yourself doesn't get any easier.
Oh
All right, here we go. A significant amount of money has been lost from the prize fund. I gotta remember the narrator voice. There's a beat of silence, and then Theo exclaims what everyone's been thinking.
Ah, crikey, bloody hell! Wrong.
He's Australian apparently now.
Bruv, how much money are we talking here?
Marissa and Theo exchange shocked looks.
A kiss was only $3,000. So we must be talking about more than that, right? Damn, someone got freaky. Wish it was me.
Sarah
Sarah's
jokingly lets out a wistful sigh, but Dakota doesn't find it funny. Like, who was it? Fess up.
Dakota, shut up.
You eye the people around the room and wonder.
A kiss isn't worth that much. No way I'm the only guilty party here.
Here we go again.
Well, I certainly have a corrupt what?
Culprit.
A culprit on my mind.
You do? Who?
Ha ha! It's not that hard to guess.
Everyone starts pointing the finger at Justin. But to your surprise, he points the finger at you.
To your
And Sam is the only
surprise?
one that went on the fancy yacht. Prime hookup spot, if you ask me.
To your surprise. You know what you did?
9 pair of eyes turn to you,
I gotta do
and
the
all
look
but
thing.
one looks suspicious.
What should I do? Maybe it's for the best if I'm gonna
You're
admit
gonna
that
admit the truth, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh, look at Sam, he's so cute, admitting the truth."
Yeah,
He's
I'll
just
do it.
saying.
Do it. Admit the truth. He's just Sam. He don't know any better.
Yeah.
yeah, I'd better just tell them and get it over with. They're bound to find out anyway.
I do like that. Like nobody on this show ever admits the truth, and
No.
like then they're shocked that Lana reveals it. Like we
Yeah.
haven't had 5 seasons of this.
Fine, we kissed. But that was it. Bruv, wait, what? You did, bruv?
Let me guess, you're sorry. Marissa looks in deep shame.
I lost control for a minute. I apologize.
Lana suddenly lights up, waiting until everyone's piped down to speak again. Sam and his date did kiss.
And then
They
Sam
have
and somebody
lost.
else kissed.
Yeah.
He had already kissed him.
They have lost $3,000 from the prize fund.
I love the
Now,
tally.
the money going down. Angry murmurs sound out from around you, but you keep your head down.
Now I feel bad. Maybe I shouldn't have let the date go that far.
You look up at Marissa, but her eyes are on the floor. You can tell she feels guilty for losing everyone's money.
But this can't be all right.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
you
know you
kissed
did
somebody
more
else.
than that.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I hope Lana doesn't bring up the kiss last night.
What?
Maybe she didn't notice.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately for you, Lana is always watching. There was, however, a rule break last night, and it cost the group $3,000.
Seriously, bruv!
Jesus, my ears.
Oh, Marissa's about to be heartbroken. Who was it?
Oh boy.
Dakota smiles sheepishly.
Very sneaky, Dakota. I underestimated you.
Ha ha! Wait, was it with Sam? Ha ha!
You feel a blush creeping up your neck. Marissa looks at you and starts to say something, but Lana's next words prove that she is already moving on to someone else. One rule break cost the group $20,000.
Oh, someone
$23,000.
smashed!
They were petting.
Oh shit! Someone smashed!
Boy! All right, who is this?
Jesus.
Yeah, we earned something.
Oh,
No way, bruv! You're talking the piss, isn't it?
Talking the piss.
Take
Talking the piss. Oh, taking the piss.
Marissa opens and closes her mouth like a fish.
$23,000.
What is worth $23,000?
Oh boy. Someone had a lot of fun around here, didn't they?
I can't believe this.
It was Liam and Theo, and that's why the water is running so much.
Same. That's a lot of gaming equipment. Quite a lot.
Andre sighs.
Oh, I couldn't have lived comfortably in Paris, for 6 months with that kind of money.
Like, I could have gilded, I don't know how to say Wagyu, and that is it.
Yeah.
Gilded Wagyu steak every night for a whole month. Theo narrows his eyes.
Who was it, bruv? It most definitely wasn't me, bruv. And if my calculations were right, I'd say someone kissed and had sex. Bruv.
You stare at Jada in shock. The guilt in her eyes immediately tells you it's true. Oh, Justin!
Oh! What the? She didn't tell me they had sex.
Justin grins and stands up to address the group. Hey, fine! It was a Mia, Justin!
Big pop! Big pop!
And you know what? I don't have any of the regrets. I'm glad I did it.
I'm playing child's play. I'm getting kisses. This guy is over here smashing.
Jada puts her head down in her hands, and her whole body radiates with shame and regret.
As it should. I'm really sorry, everyone. I wish I could take it back. I had no idea it was going to cost that much money.
Hey, wish you could have taken them back, Justin's eyes turn cold. Well, don't worry. That's the last time you and I will be costing anyone the money.
Oh, damn! Damn!
He's
Everyone
such an
glares
ass.
at Justin. He sucks.
Should I
Yes, say something to him.
Yeah, call him out.
I'll call him out.
You better say something to him.
That was uncalled for, Justin.
Wow, 5 sweet choices. Look at that.
You should apologize to Jada.
That ain't even a
Honest-
good call out.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you should apologize to the entire group.
Jada was part of this too.
The audacity.
I know, out of all the people.
Can't apologize for something I'm not sorry for.
God, I hate him.
Theo loudly sighs and puts his hands behind his head, diverting Justin's attention.
20 grand, bruv. Jeez. Do you know how many guitars I could buy with that money, bruv?
Jada looks at him gratefully.
Ha ha! What's done is done.
No need to dwell on it.
Took the heat off Sam, losing 6,000.
It did. I
Got
appreciate
that
it.
right. I say we all start having 20 grand sex. Make it rain!
While everyone else is busy talking and complaining, you walk over to Jada.
She looks really upset. What should I do? I can't read any of these choices.
Give her a hug.
Give her a hug. All right.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Went up pretty high. Without a word, you sit down next to her and pull her into your arms. She squeezes you gently, and when she pulls back, she's smiling.
Thanks. I needed that.
Come on. Let's go down to the beach and breathe in some fresh air, yeah?
Try not to kiss her while you're down there.
Oh,
Maybe.
we definitely are.
Maybe Lana decides to send you a decent man via boat.
Oh, that's
that
right.
does
New
happen.
people do arise. Yeah.
That does
yeah,
happen.
They literally just stopped paying attention to Sam's 2 kisses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Jada
one cared.
laughs and stands up.
That's twice that Justin and Jada did that.
Sounds good to me.
After a dramatic night, you're ready for sleep. But you don't want to sleep alone. Of course you
Of
don't.
course you don't.
So when you walk into the bedroom, you look around at all the beds, trying to decide who to bunk up with. Men only. Come on.
Do I want to sleep with someone new? Or the same person I went on a date with?
Well, you'll get Marissa at the very least. Okay.
All right, finally. Marissa.
I hope she kicks him out.
Marissa. There's just something about her.
You walk over to Marissa's bed and climb in. You can tell she's awake, but for some reason, she doesn't open her eyes. You gently tap her arm. Her eyes fly open, and when she sees you, she smiles.
What is she?
I was about to say, I was like, what the hell?
Sam, I didn't even realize you were there. I was meditating.
You could continue if you want to. I'm fine just keeping you company.
No. I'm happy you're here.
Oh, they're about to fuck.
If I'm being honest, I've been thinking about you a lot.
20,000.
It's only 20,000. We still got 100 grand left.
That better have been some good sex.
Same here. I feel like there's so much tension between us.
Here we go.
It's kind of exhausting not being able to explore that.
Come on, Dora. Chill out for a day.
Your words make her cheeks pink. Try to make them other cheeks red. You know what I'm saying?
Clap
know.
those cheeks. Clap those cheeks.
I said I know. I really wish we could.
She bites her lower lip and looks at you innocently.
Marissa definitely wants to break a rule. Should I encourage her?
Well, what else are you gonna
Let
do?
her touch you.
Oh my god.
Do you know what I wish? If I
You
had
reach out.
one wish.
You reach out and drop a finger on her bottom lip.
I wish that you would touch me.
Jesus Christ. Really? That's what you want?
So much. I don't think Lana
You
will
dummy.
see us if we hide under the covers.
He is an idiot.
Yeah. Marissa lets out a breath and then pulls the covers over your head.
Awesome.
Yeah, she won't suspect anything's
Yeah.
going on. God. I know that she will. But honestly, I don't care right now. I have been dying to touch you. Jesus.
I'm all yours.
I don't know what's happening with these people.
Oh, I gotta narrate this blowjob.
Okay, time out before we go into this. So I was listening to a book yesterday. I had an audiobook on in my car and I went to pick my kids up from school. And it got to like this very steamy sex scene as I'm sitting in school pickup line. And I've got the volume down low. So like unless somebody was right next to my car, they wouldn't hear it. And I was messaging Jim and Nika. And I was like, I am so scared someone's gonna like come up and tap on the freaking window on my car and I'm gonna jump 15 miles while they're freaking talking about boning and this like detailed. So this is what's about to happen here. So here we go.
You open your legs in invitation, and she slowly, softly reaches into your bottoms. You throw your head back on the pillow, loving the gentle way she starts playing with you. She puts her hand right where you want her, and you almost hiss between your teeth when you feel it. Your moans only encourage her further. Marissa's hands move with more intent, and after a few moments, she speeds up, and you move with her, pressing against her. All the sexual tension between you comes to a head, and you soon explode. Tidal waves of ecstasy washing over you. After you're done, she kisses your nose and rolls to her back.
I feel like I'm 12 years old right now.
Narrated a blow job or a hand job. Oh, there we go.
Jesus Christ. Even if Lana
Can't speak.
that was worth every second.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
And this will be 2. Oh boy, we're gonna rule break some more.
You reach for her, but she stays your hand.
Oh.
What? How much do you think a hand job's gonna cost?
10,000?
Probably 10. Yeah.
I'm saying 8, so we'll see.
Okay. Alright.
I don't want to take any more chances.
8 might be right, because a blowjob's got to be more. Like, so 13 maybe for a blowjob?
I don't know.
Uh,
At least not tonight.
wow. Turn down.
Okay. Well,
I
I'll hold you to that.
I feel like take your chance all at once, because then people are
Yeah.
only going to get pissed at you one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You share a smile, then cuddle into her arms. You cuddle with each other, and after closing your eyes, drift off into a deep, satisfying sleep.
Very satisfying. Gotta get new blanket and new sheets.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, he didn't get up. He
Nope.
didn't turn
Yeah.
off.
Nope, he didn't clean up at all.
I'm so
He
disgusted.
put his pants back on. Like what?
You wake up early, and next day, feeling unusually refreshed and chipper.
Oh,
Wonder why.
Jesus Christ.
Unusual. What unusual?
When you step outside, you spot Jada and Alex talking quietly.
Has he gone one day without breaking a rule?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Their conversation looks serious. I wonder what's going on. I should I don't want to get in their stuff. Walk past.
Like, fuck them. You attempt to walk past them, but Jada notices you and waves you over. That doesn't work.
Well, that was a bust.
Just like I did last night. Oh!
Oh! Da, 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 da.
Hey, Sam. Alex and I were just talking about Justin.
Alex shoots her a comforting smile.
I love this shirt, Alex. What is this look? Here we go. Jada was saying she's always avoided anything serious in the past. Yeah. I always kept my relationships meaningless because I didn't want to get hurt. You get me?
Jada sighs, shaking her head.
It's just, I'm really miffed at myself for taking a chance on Justin.
Oh, Jada. I'm sorry.
Alex reaches out and puts a hand on her leg.
You want my advice? I'll take all the help I can get at this point. Remember that you can't control the actions of others.
Yeah, remember this when more rule breaks happen.
All you can do is control how you react.
They're right. My advice is take your time for yourself. Take some time for yourself. My advice is take some time for yourself, rest and regroup. It's okay to take space to lick your wounds.
Jada smiles at you.
You're both right. I'm done sulking. I am a cracking lass, and I'm not letting someone like Justin get me down.
That's the spirit. That's that spirit. We're in tropical paradise. Let's have fun.
Cheers to that.
Jada looks between you both.
You know what? You're both turning into really good friends. I'm grateful you're here for me.
She pulls you both into a group hug, but just as you pull back, Lana lights up from the table beside you.
Christ.
Bidding. Good morning, singles. Please gather on the cabana.
Oh boy!
I have an announcement to make.
This bitch broke another rule.
Uh-oh.
Everyone's gathered on the cabana, and most people look annoyed. Meanwhile,
we start every day the same way.
Meanwhile, you are too busy with your own thoughts to watch them.
I guess Lana saw what
shit.
went down under the covers after all.
Why does he
Lana
act
then
like it's
lights
a
up.
shock?
Yeah. Lana then lights up, interrupting your thoughts. Good morning. I have an announcement.
That's a good thing, right?
Haha, no rule breaks last night.
Unfortunately for you, Lana sees everything. Dude, I hope you get kicked off the show because you're breaking too many rules. But first,
Here we
I'd like to inform everyone that there's been another rule break. And 4,000 has been taken
that's not
from the
bad
prize.
at all.
A hand job is 4,000 and a
More
kiss is
hand
3?
jobs. More
You may
hand
as well
jobs.
just go for the hand job.
More hand jobs here.
A few gasps echo around the room. You and Marissa lock eyes, but you press your lips together and shake your head.
No way. I'm telling anyone it was us.
Unfortunately, Lana calls you out. It was Marissa and Sam who broke the rules.
Bloody hell, bruv. Keep it in your pants for a change, bruv. Sorry, everyone.
Lana soon moves on to another piece of news. They didn't even say what it was, just like 4,000 gone. I've set up a workshop for today.
Oh, finally.
The goal is to get in touch with your emotions and learn to express them better. Please gather on the lawn. Your host is waiting.
Not with hand jobs? A workshop? This should be interesting.
Once you've all gathered around for the workshop, the host raises her hand to get your attention. I'll be the host. What was that laugh for?
Come on,
Creeped me out.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning. Oh boy, what was that? Jesus. Hi, good morning. My name is Nikki. It's like an Italian, no idea. I am a self-love guru. My aim today is to show you all that loving yourself first is key to forming long-lasting relationships.
Lasting relationships, huh? He looks like The
Like-
Rock.
Well, I have a nice lasting relationship with all my one-night stands. They last exactly as long as I want them to. Like one night. Everyone laughs, but Nikki gives a warm smile. What is it about them that usually attracts you to them, Dakota? Like, that's easy. Their hot body, for one. That's important.
Of course it is, bruv. If there's no chemistry, there's no use wasting time, bruv.
Physical chemistry is important. I agree. But there are more important things, too.
More important than physical chemistry, bruv? Agree to disagree on that one, bruv.
She smiles, then walks over to stand in front of him. Okay, let's start with you then. What are your best physical features? And what are your best inner features? Theo gives his signature charming smile.
Easy. I have great hair, bruv. A nice smile, begging abs, bruv.
A terrific butt.
Theo laughs and high fives her.
Oh, and great hands, bruv. You know, for playing guitar, bruv.
He winks, and you know he definitely didn't mean his guitar. Okay, what about inner features? Theo puts on a cheeky smile and shrugs.
I don't know, bruv.
Nikki gives him a knowing look and moves on to Sarah. How about you? What do you like about yourself? Sarah grins and strikes a pose.
The physical perfection. I like everything about myself.
A few heads nod, agreeing with her, but Nikki's eyes stay locked on Sarah's. And what about the inside? What qualities about yourself do you appreciate? Sarah laughs and then shrugs.
I don't know. There's a lot, I guess.
Name one.
Can I get a brain check?
Nikki simply smiles and moves on to you. How about you?
Physically, what do I like about myself? My eyes with my purple eyelashes. My eyes. I've always liked the color.
Okay, and what about your inner beauty? What about you stands out?
What my best what's my best quality? I'm witty. I like to think I'm witty.
And what else? Despite your best efforts, you draw a blank.
I don't know.
Nikki makes her way around to everyone. While each person has an easy time with physical traits, most stumble while trying to think of an inner beauty quality they appreciate.
It must be because we've been put on the spot. Or are we really a bunch of shallow people? Yes.
When she's done, Nikki walks to the front to address the group. It's clear to me and yourself that you all have some more work to do on your emotional growth. Surely knowing yourself will help you create meaningful relationships. Then you'll search for such in others too, instead of concentrating only on the physical. So, how about the rest of you? Give it some thought, and then each of you tell me one word that reveals your inner beauty. Suddenly, everyone looks a little shy, but after a few minutes,
I'm brave.
I'm creative, bruv.
Dakota gives it some serious thought, then nods. Like, I'm reasonable.
And I'm compassionate.
It's then Alex's turn.
I'm honest.
My word is dependable. Ha ha! And mine is loyal.
Jada looks thoughtful before adding.
I am optimistic. Oh boy.
He frowns before he settles on a word, and then his mouth pulls up in a grin. I am playful.
It's still along the same lines.
Nikki nods in approval. That was lovely. I'd like to encourage you to explore your deepest feelings even after this workshop ends. This is only the beginning toward making real progress. She gives you all a look before ending your workshop.
Looks like I need to do some soul searching.
Nah.
Who knew a dating show was about to get so deep on me?
A few hours after enjoying the sunshine and a light meal, you suddenly feel tired.
Maybe it's time for a quick nap. Are you
Why
okay?
is Cher laughing so much?
I'm reading the comments.
Oh.
And we got one that said, never in my life did I expect to hear Jeremy narrate a hand job.
But just as you're about to walk into the bedroom, you stop short.
That's awesome. Whoa. Is that
shit.
Is that boating I hear? That's how the chapter
He's so jealous that
Oh.
it's not him. He
Yeah.
can't believe
Oh,
that
here
he's
goes.
not
Someone is
included.
moaning in the bedroom and you're about to join them. Oh, shit.
I'm about to join them. What the?
Oh, shit. All right. We will end it there for next week. Jump in on this orgy for next week.
Very nicely
Oh my
done.
God.
What a 2 chapters we went through, folks. You got the best of us.
That was quite an experience, I gotta say.
That was definitely something else. That was something else. All right. Oh, Cher, do you want to plug anything?
No, I don't think so. We are going to be talking about the challenge again soon.
Yes,
which
we're actually
all
excited.
very excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Season 40 is going to be great. I mean, I don't think it cannot be great with who the cast is. So we're actually going to be doing a draft and talking about the challenge again soon. So.
Well, we're going to be talking about it even sooner because we're just
All-Star 4.
a few weeks away from
Yeah.
All-Star 4. So
yeah,
there we go.
SP3, do you want to plug anything?
I'll be live on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel later today. Rated Raw review, reviewing Monday Night Raw from last night. And is WWE trying to rewrite the Jay and Jimmy story? Because I'm pretty sure Jimmy turned on Jay first.
he did.
So.
All right, everybody. We appreciate you hanging out. It's amazing how lively the chat gets during the absolutely amazing. We'll be back next week playing more of this silly ass game and doing whatever else we do on this show. Bye, everyone.